Welcome back to the QZ Show. I'm your host, Quinn Peplow, alongside Matteo Zavala. Today, we're going to go over our top 5 underrated players coming into this season and for the past couple of seasons. 5 of them will be on the offense and 5 of them on the defense. So, Matteo, who's your first underrated player on the offense?
Well, Quinn, first I'm going to say that, first I'm just saying, a whole group in general.
Yes.
Every offensive lineman is underrated. People don't
Most
talk...
of them are.
Most of them are. People don't give them, as much credit as they should be because, Big Q, he freaking takes a beating and, only allowed, 1 sack throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
And,
because most of the quarterbacks, running backs, wide receivers are getting all the fame and all the...
Yeah, all the fame for, all the yards.
And all the highlights.
But
offensive linemen are, the most important people on the offense.
And they protect the people.
They are, yeah.
Alright, so I'm going on...
Let's go with your first.
My first person is Chris Carson for Seattle. He only played 12 games this year, though, but he got 681 yards. But that's without, playing... And, the bye week and the other games that he played.
Yeah.
He would have got more yards if he played all 17 games.
And he played some games injured, right?
Yeah. And he was a former 1,000-yard rusher the years past.
Yeah.
So, and he had not a great offensive line to deal with. So that's the reason why he's on my list.
Yeah.
Because he's solid.
His career.
Yeah, he's solid, and he paid less than what he's worth.
Yeah. All right. So for my first guy on my list, Marvin Jones Jr. used to play for Detroit,
now he's
on Jacksonville. He had 9 touchdowns, 978 yards this season on 76 catches. Nobody really talks about him. He's never gone to any Pro Bowls. This year he averaged 75.6 yards per game on his last 11 games. That's Pro Bowl numbers right there. So we had in those last 11 games he had 832 yards and 8 touchdowns. The beginning of the season was kind of rocky, but at the end of the season, he started to get things together, and Kenny Golladay was gone for throughout most of the season. Kenny Golladay,
2 games.
He played 5 games.
Oh, really?
He played 5 games. He had stats for 4 games. His 5th game, he had no catches.
Yeah, it was just all Marvin Jones being the main pass catcher.
And Marvin Jones, he could have been a 1,000-yard receiver this year, but he didn't because he had that rocky start.
And it's the Lions.
It's the Lions, too, Stafford. But now he's going to the Jaguars. This is his 9th or 10th season. I think he's going to have a good season with Jacksonville because Gardner Minshew, Trevor Lawrence. So both those guys are going to play. Tim Tebow, yeah.
No.
Both those guys are going to play, and he's going to get targets. DJ Chalk is on the team. He's okay, but they'll force the ball to go to Marvin Jones Jr., I think.
And he's a veteran with these young receivers, too.
Yeah, he is. So that's why I think he's so underrated. Mm-hmm. All right, so your second offensive player.
Is a person that, he should be on everyone's top 5 list, Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
He gets no credit for anything he does. His quarterbacks have been god-awful his whole career.
Yeah.
He's been dealing with Blake Bortles, Mitch Trubisky, Nick Foles. But this past year, he got, 1,250 yards with Mitch Trubisky and Nick Foles as his quarterback. And people are not putting him on his top 5 list. He's not even in people's top 10 list.
Yeah.
He is a great player. All-pro. He should have been the All-Pro team. He was a big snub for that.
Yeah.
And he got 6 touchdowns. He was just a great player throughout the whole season. And he got a 1,000-yard receiver. He should have been an All-Pro. And that's the reason why I picked him. Very underrated.
He had I think it was 2 seasons. I know one for sure for Jacksonville that he had 1,400 yards.
And I think he had no drop. No, not no drops. He had one of the best one-on-one catching percentage.
Yeah.
If he getting coverage, he always got the ball. He always got to the ball.
Yeah.
And he's just it's only him.
Yeah. All right. So for my second offensive player, I have Marlon Mack. This guy is not really talked about a lot for running backs. I mean, he's a good fantasy pickup sometimes. Last season, he only played 1 game, of course. He got injured. I think he tore his ACL.
Or Achilles, one of those.
He's a great rushing and receiving back. The only reason why not many people talk about him is because the Colts have their running back by committee. They do like 3 running backs.
Which they're all very talented.
They're all very talented. But I think Marlon Mack's really talented.
What was his stats in 2019?
He's only played for 3 seasons. 2019?
Yeah, the year before.
I do not have it on my list, but I have that Mack has only had 2 900-plus rushing yard seasons in the past 2 in 2018 and 2019. And he's had 1 1,000-yard rushing season, and he's not selected to a Pro Bowl.
Which those are very high.
3 of those seasons, he's gotten over 2,000 yards rushing and 400 receiving. Those are pretty good numbers with the running back by committee.
I mean, at least he's getting his touches, but this upcoming year, I don't know.
And he's young, too. So, his career, he's just going to keep building up. And, he's a starter. He's a proven starter. It's just that he's underrated because he's running back by committee. Nobody talks about him.
And also how it's going to be weird how this upcoming year is going to go for him. Because he has to deal with Jonathan Taylor, Naeem Hines, Jonathan Taylor, and Jordan Wilkins. But where's Mack going to go since he misses whole season and Taylor shined? I think that'll bring down Mack's value because he'll be more. I think he'll be a lot less touches.
They might trade him too.
I mean, he signed to a 1-year deal.
They got 3 good running backs.
He signed to a 1-year deal.
This might be his last year then.
Yeah, I mean, great trade value.
Yeah.
My number 4.
Third.
My number 3 is Mike Gesicki. He's
a good tight end.
Is he's like top 5 tight ends. He did not get as much recognition as he had. He had 703 receiving yards, which is great for a tight end.
Yeah.
And with their quarterback switching every other week with Fitzpatrick and Tua, he played a lot better with Fitzpatrick. But he got 6 touchdowns on the year, and that's 4th in the league by a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
So that's solid numbers, and he was like a number 2 option. Number 2, number 3 option for Tua to throw to, which he should have got more yards. He should have got passed to a lot. He had a lot of breakout games, and he had a lot of games where he just stayed quiet the whole time.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I picked him. Great.
Did he have 900 or 1,000 yards receiving? I forget.
700.
Oh, 700.
Oh, okay. A little lower.
He did have a good season.
Yeah, he did have a great season.
All right, my number 3 guy, Clayton Sutton, the wide receiver for Denver.
Him too, yeah.
6'4", 25 years old. The past 3 seasons, he's only a 1-time Pro Bowler. This season, he only played 1 game, tore his ACL, something like that, and got no catches. But for the season before that, he had 72 catches, 1,112 yards, receiving 6 touchdowns in 16 games. His quarterbacks throughout his career were Drew Lock and Joe Flacco.
The GOAT.
I mean, Joe Flacco, yeah. But, he hasn't played with any, great or elite talent. Joe Flacco was, he's past his elite age, if he was ever elite. Drew Lock, he's okay, but he's rocky. He's not, the best right now.
This upcoming year is going to be a breakout year for...
Yeah, for Clayton Sutton.
No, for the Broncos in general.
Yeah.
You got Jerry Jeudy on the right, or you got Clayton Sutton on the left. So, once you go all the way... you don't know how to cover. They're a really young core who's built... They're built also to win now, and they're very young. Yeah. All you need is that quarterback to get them there.
Yeah.
And this is Drew Lock's 3rd year. Can he make it or break it? Yeah. I think he's gonna make it.
Yeah.
Or Teddy
if he keeps throwing it to Clayton Sutton.
Yeah.
That guy can catch balls and he can make
Unlike
plays.
Jerry Jeudy, but they're still very young.
Yeah.
My number 4 is a guy who broke out this year. He's a rookie, J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah.
He had a great year. He had 6 yards per carry, which is very good for running backs.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 2 fumbles, which is okay for... I mean, he's still a rookie. He had 805 yards, but that's with a running back by committee, with Gus Edwards getting 600 yards relatively.
Yeah.
And with Lamar Jackson getting 1,000. He's still you get the 2nd leading rusher with the running back by committee, and with Mark Ingram there for the first few games of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And he got 9 touchdowns, so
yeah.
He had a great year, great rookie year. He's having a breakout year because I think Gus Edwards is just becoming to that number 3 rusher. It's always going to be Lamar first, and it's going to be J.K. Dobbins. He's going to break out. He's a fast player. He's going to break out, have a great year. And he had 120 receiving yards, which is not really good, but it's...
But they're a running...
They're a running team, so...
and Lamar doesn't really throw the ball.
Exactly. He's more of a running back.
Yeah. All right, number 4. Gardner Minshew.
I like that.
He is very underrated. His rookie season, he was 6-6. That team was awful. This season, and in 2020, his quarterback record was 1-7. I mean, this was a garbage Jacksonville team. Saxonville's no more. They're all destroyed, demolished. He's the only reason why they won that game and won all those other games. He had a good season this year too, even though he only played. He only started 8 games. The first week of the season,
they won.
They won. He had a 142.3 passer rating against the Colts.
That's insane.
And for like the 8 starts that he had, 7 of those 8 starts, his defense gave up 30 points or more. So he's playing with a terrible defense. I think they were ranked 32.
They were
bad.
Awful.
I don't know if they're ranked 32, but they were really bad. He had 16 passing touchdowns and 5 interceptions this season. That's a great touchdown to interception ratio. He averaged 251 passing yards per game in his 8 starts. The 95.9% passer rating, 66% completions. I mean, he doesn't have the best receivers either. DJ Chalk's his best receiver. He only got 700 plus yards this year. James Robinson's pretty decent, but that's his second best receiver. So I have a feeling this season he's gonna play pretty well, maybe for like 3 or 4 games, and then Trevor Lawrence is gonna play.
He's gonna start for the beginning of the season, and then Trevor Lawrence is gonna play. I don't think Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Urban Meyer's not gonna rush him.
He's not gonna rush Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But the Jags and Urban Meyers know for sure that Gardner Minshew is not the future for them. It's
I
Trevor
feel like
Lawrence.
teams should go after him.
Yes.
Like if Daniel Jones doesn't work out, I think the Giants should go after him.
Yeah.
Or Atlanta.
Atlanta, yeah.
Matt
Ryan's getting old.
He'll be give him like a year or 2 under Matt Ryan's belt. Matt Ryan, great quarterback.
It could be.
Give him a few years under his belt, and they have a lot of weapons he could grow with. He could grow with Kyle Pitts. He could be like the next Mahomes Kelsey combo.
Yeah.
And like Tom Brady, Gronk.
Maybe he's not as like gunslinging as Mahomes,
but that's in a Jacksonville roster that's not built to score.
Not built to do anything.
So my number 5 is another receiver who had a break. He did phenomenal this year. Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen.
He had played phenomenal.
Yeah.
He was ranked behind Michael Thomas and Julio on the NFL Top 100 per Pro Football Focus. Like, why was he? He's ranked 77. I don't know why Michael Thomas was rated ahead of him. Because Michael Thomas barely played. When he did play, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And Keenan Allen was Herbert's main guy. He got so many touchdowns this year. I think he hit 1,000 yards.
Keenan Allen?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, just aboard 1,000 yards. But he had a great year, great catching. He was always by himself because Mike Williams wasn't a solid number 2. He needs that solid number 2 to help him out. It's kind of like Devontae Adams' situation.
Yeah.
If they had another option, Keenan Allen would be a top 5 receiver. I think even top 3. Behind like D-Hop.
Yeah, because he doesn't drop balls either.
He doesn't drop balls, and
he catches a lot.
He somehow just gets the ball. He somehow gets the ball every time, and that's why.
Yeah. All right, my number 5 guy, Jamaal Williams, the running back for Detroit now. He used to play for Green Bay. He's played 4 seasons so far. He's been a backup, his entire career. For the past 2, I think Aaron Jones was drafted in 2018. It's something like that. Obviously, Aaron Jones is a stud. Jamaal Williams is a stud, too. They're a good running back by committee, but they give it more to Aaron Jones because Jones is their guy. For a backup stats, Jamaal Williams has gotten 500 rushing yards this season. He's got more than 200 receiving yards this season.
He did save him on my fantasy.
He played, he's good. He's only had, that's with him not starting. So that's really good.
For a non-starting.
He played 14 games this season. He only had 3 starts. Aaron Jones was a little shaky. Aaron Jones played, I believe, 13 games.
Yeah.
Jamaal Williams started 3 of those games. And against the Texans, Jamaal Williams had 77 yards rushing, 75 yards rushing against the Vikings, and 95 yards receiving against Atlanta with 8 catches. So in those 3 starts alone, he's gotten 321 yards total in receiving and rushing. Those are starting running back numbers. I mean, and he's playing behind Aaron Jones too.
Which was a
so when Aaron Jones comes back, Jamaal Williams doesn't get his opportunity. So, but
he had his time to shine.
Yeah, he did have his time to shine.
He had his time. He could be the best starter this year. Like he's not. Like,
he could because he's playing in Detroit.
And he's playing with DeAndre Swift, which he's still a young guy. They're both young.
He could beat out DeAndre Swift. So I think Jamaal Williams.
I feel like he'll be able to do this. I have faith in him.
Maybe DeAndre Swift. That's pretty close, but Jamaal Williams does have starting running back material and in the future I can see him as a starting running back because he does make plays. He's averaged more than 4 yards per carry for rushing in his entire career so far. So I could see it happening.
Now we're going on to our defense.
Yeah, now it's time for defense.
This is it for my first one. Not talking about Enoch. J.C. Jackson. He went crazy this year with Gilmore out. He got 9 interceptions, which is second in the league beside Xavier Howard. But that's really close to double digits. That's almost that should have been all-pro material.
Yeah.
I don't think it was an all-pro.
Was he a Pro Bowler?
He was a Pro Bowler, but he was not an all-pro. He should have been an all-pro first team with Xavier Howard.
Yeah.
He did way better than Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey.
We'll say that for the overrated list.
Yeah, overrated list. Yes, I would say that. And he got 14 pass deflections, which is 8th in the NFL.
That's really good.
Yeah, which he was a monster in that Patriots defense. They have and next year it's gonna be crazy having him on one side and Stephon Gilmore on the other side, and Jonathan Jones and Devin McCourty.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a great year for that defense. That secondary is gonna be outstanding. I like J.C. Jackson a lot.
I do too. This year was the first time I've heard his name. And he made plays too. So it's going to be exciting to see how many picks he gets this season.
Can you get the double-digit mark?
I don't know, but I think he's going to get maybe 6.
5+ for sure.
Yeah. All right. So for my first defensive guy, it's the Bengals free safety Jessie Bates. He's very underrated. He's played 3 seasons so far, 320 combined tackles. This is a free safety. This isn't a linebacker or a defensive lineman. This is a free safety.
The guy's playing safe, yeah.
Yeah, he's gotten 9 interceptions in his career so far. He actually has gotten 3 interceptions each year for his first 3 seasons. This year alone, he's had 109 total tackles, 78 solo. That's insane for a free safety in general.
On a lackluster.
Yeah, lackluster defense. That defense is terrible. There's no other superstars or pros on that team.
They got rid of him as Carl Lawson, but that's it. They got rid
Carlos
of him.
Dansby?
No, Carl Lawson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he did, and he's on the Jets now.
Yeah, and no Geno Atkins anymore.
And no Carlos Dunlap. Yeah.
But he's played 3 seasons. He's never been selected to any Pro Bowl. Nobody ever talks about this guy. He makes plays too. He makes plays for this bad defense, but you never get highlights of the Bengals defense because
it's all about
everybody's
Joe Burrow.
So bad. And it's all about Joe Burrow. And they just give up so many points. They don't force turnovers. This guy makes plays, though.
I agree, yeah. Great pick.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Bryce Callahan. He shined for Chicago a few years ago.
Yeah, he did.
He played great. And this year, he played very well for only playing 10 games. He got 2 interceptions, fumble recovery, 18 total tackles, 1 tackle for a loss. Well, in only 10 games on a really good Broncos defense, he played solid. And even next year, he's going to be even better with that. There's going to be no... they have a great defense in general. And
he's a lockdown.
He lockdown corner. Very underrated. And he's on a cheap contract.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his...
He's like a $3 million cap hit. So,
really?
Yeah, so...
Does he have 1 year left?
I think so, but they might expend him, but if a team's trying to trade for him, that'll be the guy. He has coverage, and he's 27. He's in his prime years as a player.
He's 27?
Yeah.
Dang, that's crazy.
So, yeah, he's a great player.
Yeah. All right, so my second guy, Jason Pierre-Paul. His first...
7-finger.
Yeah, 7-finger. His first couple of seasons, All-Pro, Pro Bowler, everybody thought this was the greatest
next
left end ever. And then, he started... I think he had his... he started not playing as well as he used to, and then he had his incident. And then he, nobody really heard of him
anymore. He likes fireworks way too much.
And then, that's too bad.
Yeah.
So, he goes to Tampa Bay, right? And he switches positions. He goes to linebacker. And He gets a lot of sacks, and nobody really notices him.
Yeah, this year.
Until this year, he started to get.
He played phenomenal.
He still played phenomenal. He played phenomenal those other past couple of seasons with Tampa, but he finally got recognition probably because they were winning and Tom Brady was on the team. Their defense was just amazing because they have so many superstars. I mean, for the past 3 seasons with Tampa Bay, he's gotten 30.5 sacks. And he's only made 1 Pro Bowl. Like, that's ridiculous. This season was his first Pro Bowl season with Tampa Bay. Got 9.5 sacks. Season before
on a
that
great rushing and a great defense.
Yeah,
that with
great defense.
With Vita Veda.
And he got 2 interceptions this season, 55 tackles, 4 forced fumbles, 6 passes deflected. I know you like the passes deflected stat. He's a star.
And
he's like 30.
And he got 2 interceptions with 7 fingers.
Yeah.
Because like he has this thing like cupped. So like I wonder like how he catches the ball.
I know. He's got like a special glove. And he's only 32.
Great veteran, because the Bucs are still in win now mode, so he'll be great to have for.
They're going to try to win another Super Bowl.
Exactly, and probably that'll be his last year if they win another one. My number 3 is Chase Winovich for New England.
Chase Winovich.
Second year man, he had a good year. He had 5.5 sacks, led the Patriots.
What position is he?
He is a right. He is a right end.
Right end. Okay.
He's a long-haired guy. And he
I think I've seen him before.
Yeah, he had a great year. He led the Patriots in sacks with 5.5, and that's only in his second year.
Yeah.
He'll be the leader of that defense, leader of the front 7. And he got 1 interception, 2 passes deflected, and 1 forced fumble with 33 total tackles. He pretty much did it all for that front 7.
Yeah.
So there's nothing much to say besides he's gonna get better each year he plays. And he's like, no one really talks about like this second year guy. They always talk about like Devin White, like talk about all these other guys, but they don't ever talk about him. That's why I like him.
What a snub. All right, my third guy. You know, he was kind of a star his years with New England. He's my third guy, Chandler Jones. But now, since he went to the Cardinals, nobody ever talks about him.
He still plays phenomenal.
He still plays phenomenal. He's a linebacker for the Cardinals now. Let me just show you like some of his season stats. He consistently gets 10 sacks per season, but he constantly gets snubbed from Pro Bowls, and nobody talks about him as much because they want to talk about J.J. Watt or T.J. Watt or some other superstars. Mm-hmm. He helps defenses. This season, he didn't do anything because he only played 5 games, and he tore his biceps. He was out for the year, got 1 sack, but consistently throughout his career, he's
go back to the past year.
Made sacks, forced fumbles.
When did he get 17.5?
He got 17 in 2017. 2019, 19 sacks. Made trouble.
Yeah, even
all right. Let me go over the years. Okay, 2013. This is kind of old. 11.5 sacks. 79 total tackles. No Pro Bowl. 2016, 11 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. I love forced fumbles. 2 fumbles recovered, 49 total tackles, no Pro Bowl. Played all 16 games. 2018, 13 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 49 total tackles, 4 passes deflected, no Pro Bowl. I mean, and nobody really talks about this guy too. I think it's ridiculous.
If him and JJ stay healthy, that's gonna be an insane pass rush because they're going to be in opposite ends.
Yeah.
So if they come into the middle, the quarterback's going to get wrecked.
J.J. Watt, he's going to force pressure. I don't think he's going to get like 10 sacks.
Exactly.
But Chandler Jones will get this sack.
Exactly, because everyone's going to focus on J.J.
Yeah.
And like everyone forgets about Chandler.
Yes.
So he's going to get all those sacks. Hot take, he might get top 2 in sacks this year.
Top 2? That is a hot take. But I think for sure he's going to get 10+ sacks.
For
and
sure.
help that
Without
Cardinals defensive line.
Without.
All right, your 4th guy.
For me, you'll like this one a lot. It goes along with your sweatshirt. Steven Tuitt.
Oh, Steven Tuitt?
Yeah, no one really talked about it. Like, everyone talked about Cameron Hayward, like Bud Dupree, T.J. Watt, Devin Bush. Don't ever talk about Steven Tuitt. He got 11 sacks last year with a great defense. Yeah. He's got 2nd in sacks for the Steelers.
He's a defensive tackle, right?
Yeah, he got 10. He got 10 tackles for a loss, which is great for a defensive tackle. He got 3 pass deflections as a defensive tackle. And he got, and he just played phenomenal this year. And I don't think he was a Pro Bowler either.
No.
Slept on. He got 11 plus sacks. He had these great numbers. And no one talked, like honestly, I think he's older, but he still had a phenomenal year. Great underrated guy for not even being named. Honestly, he should have been named to All-Pro, second team All-Pro. Rather than
for a defensive tackle?
Yeah.
There's no other defensive tackle gets that many sacks except Aaron Donald.
Yeah, but he's Aaron Donald. He's on his own category of success.
A little bit, but we could go over that later.
Yeah.
All right. So for my fourth guy, funny you bring up the Steelers. I have Bud Dupree.
Oh, shoot, the shade.
The reason why I say Bud Dupree is because, he's a linebacker. Everybody's talking about Shaquille Barrett, Devin White, all these other linebackers. Bud Dupree's probably, for them, top 15. They don't really talk about him as much. Last 2 seasons, he's had 19.5 sacks, playing 27 games, starting 27 games. He can make plays. He's fast, make the tackles. I mean, it's just a shame that nobody really talks about him that much.
He had, I'm trying to, not to start, but, he had all these great players on the team. Got Steven Tuitt, Kevin Hayward.
Yeah.
I feel like next year he's not going to have a good year.
And I think he'll have a decent year. He'll be with Tennessee.
But they have no other pass rushers besides Jeffrey Simmons.
They don't, but this could lead to more recognition, more room for him.
Exactly.
I think he's going to force plays.
It could be a make or break year, but he's not worth his contract. 5 years, $85 million for a guy who just tore his ACL.
I did not see that. This is for Bud Dupree, right?
Yeah, 5 years, $85 million. Which that's way too much for a guy who just got a really bad injury.
But he's going to force some fumbles and make some sacks.
Hopefully he makes a difference.
Yeah. I know he'll make a difference.
Okay.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your fifth guy?
He was part of Jacksonville. He bounced around teams.
Oh.
Yannick Ngakoue. He had, throughout his whole career, his young career, he's only 26, and he's been in the league for a while now, 6 years now.
Yeah.
And throughout his career, he averaged 8 sacks, and this year he had 8 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 3 tackles for a loss, and 1 pass deflection on a star-studded Ravens defense.
Yeah.
Defensive line. He consistently got 8.0 sacks. He's going to break out with Max Crosby in the Raiders.
Yeah.
He was worth his 2-year, $26 million contract, which is cheaper than Bud Dupree's contract.
It is. Bud Dupree's been in the NFL for a little bit longer than him.
Yeah, but Yannick Ngakoue, I feel like he's going to break out, go crazy.
Yeah.
Because he was part of Jacksonville. He was just not really talked about in Jacksonville.
Yeah, because they had Calais Campbell. And those great DBs. Those DBs and free safeties were talked way more than the defensive linemen. Except Calais Campbell.
Yeah, I feel like Yannick Ngakoue is going to go crazy this year because he'll be kind of solo in the pass rush, but there's still Max Crosby. They'll be going probably, like I said about Arizona, probably on opposite ends towards the quarterback.
Gotcha. All right, my fifth guy. You might know him, you might not. Jalen Brown.
Jalen Brown?
It's Jayon, actually. I thought it was Jalen.
Oh.
It's Jayon. Or maybe you're saying it right. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Jalen Brown. The guy for the Titans, linebacker. He's an underrated rising star. He's played for a couple of seasons.
He's young, yeah.
He's young. In 2019, he had 105 combined tackles in 14 games. 9 of those games, he had 8 or more combined tackles. The highest combined tackle game he had in that year was 15. It was against, who was it against?
And that's with another star linebacker, Rashard Evans.
Yeah.
And Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
How many sacks did he get?
I don't think he got any sacks.
But middle linebackers don't tend to get that much
sacks. They don't
sacks.
tend to get sacks. Alright, so that's going to do it for the QZ show tonight. Be sure to check out our TikTok. Our latest TikTok's about David DeCastro being released by the Steelers and how all their offensive linemen have been released. It's pretty funny, so check it out. It's at QZ Show. And
go check us out on YouTube. We are 8 subscribers away from our giveaway at 100. We are forever grateful for all 92 of you guys for supporting us through this journey of our football, trying to express our football knowledge because we've been thinking about doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And for the giveaway, it's 100 subscribers. All you need to do is just like subscribe, comment, and like the video, and you'll be part of a free QZ t-shirt and $20 gift card of your choice.
Yep, so that's going to do it for the show tonight. Check us out next week and view our old content.
Have a good night.